All right, now you should be able to hear me. There we go, folks. We'll move this down, and voila. We'll also change the opposing team here. Sorry about the late start. Starting lineups are about to begin for the state championship game between Lander and Cody girls. We had a little difficulty popping into the press box here. With so many broadcast teams, it gets a little interesting. We're going to start off first with the Lander Valley High School girls. We'll do a little bit of our pregame information here as well.
And now for today's starting lineups. First from Lander Valley will be the visitors.
First, Lander Valley is the visiting team wearing their white kits with green shorts. We have number 20, Haley Lytle for the Lander Valley Tigers, a senior this year. Welcome back.
Abby Copeland.
We have number 8, Abby Copeland, playing on defense today. Number 17, Mia Copeland, no doubt has an ankle wrap after yesterday. We'll talk about that in a sec. We have number 10, Demi Stauffenberg for the Lander Valley Tigers. Number 15, Whitney Hansen. Number 13, oh man, Annabelle Knockhazel, not one announcer this year. Number 12, Mason Morton. Number 25, Delaney Sullivan. Number 26, Emma Getz. And then the keeper for Lander today is Seneca Kale. And, of course, number 23, they went a little out of order, Allie Atnip. And now for the Cody team. I'm actually reading this off of my phone. They had a new lineup for today.
Now the starters for Cody.
Starters for Cody, who's acting as the home team.
Boyer.
Number 19, Britton Boyer.
Number 12, Megan Boyson.
Number 12, Megan Boyson.
Number 34.
Number 34, Tori Schutzman.
Number 25.
Number 25,
Autumn Wilson.
Autumn Wilson.
Number 18.
Number 18,
Aspen Kalkowski.
Aspen Kalkowski. Ooh, might turn down that field mic a tiny bit. We have Brees Neiman, number 22. Looks like she's wearing 24.
Kennedy Neiman.
We have Kennedy Neiman.
Number 38, Allison Boyson.
We have number 38, Allison Boyson.
Number 17, Gillian Brownlee.
Number 17, Gillian Brownlee.
Number 20, Jessa Lynn.
Number 20, Jessa Lynn.
And your keeper is Isabel Radakovich.
And then we have Isabel Radakovich.
Cody is coached by Marion Myers.
The coach there, Marion Myers. We talked to Coach Abilio Montero yesterday. It's an exciting day for the Lander Valley High School Tigers. I'm now readjusting here in the press box. As a heads up, if you're just now joining us here on this WyoToday.com stream, we are not doing video today, folks. That is an exclusive contract between the NFHS and the WHSAA. You can see that in the top left-hand corner. I'm not going to mention it too much because I am stoked about the fact that these Lander Valley High School Tigers have made it to state. I'm also even more excited that I get to call a state championship game. And on top of that, last but not least, it's going to be a fantastic last day of soccer here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Now, these teams fairly evenly matched. We're going to talk about this as we get started today. See, I had this whole pregame thing planned, but we'll take what we can get. As we're looking at these two teams, let's see. Time will start, so we're actually going to start our clock real quick. Lander, first to get the ball in possession. Sullivan setting it past the 54 to Getz. Cody takes it back near center circle. Now working at the 45. Cody will chip forward. A lot of back and forth in the center third. Getz trying to take control. Cody will send forward. Now down the far sideline, rolling into Lander's far wing. Cody moving in, goes to the box, gets blocked away by Haley Lytle. Now, the reason we didn't see Lytle here yesterday over at North Cheyenne Park, she was actually graduating, so congratulations to Haley Lytle. Graduated Pathfinder High School yesterday. Her and the family trekked down to join us back at Cheyenne for the state championship. Cody's going to move the ball forward to the Lander 15. Lytle there to chip it away. Shuts down the forward progression for those girls. The Lady Phillies today looking to get their state championship win as well. Now moving down the near side. They're going to see that was in. It might have gone out, but Knockhazel moves forward for Lander. A chip forward by Mason Morton will go to the box and get chipped away by the keeper for the Phillies. Now back to the Lander 35 with Cody. Rolling into the box, coming out to meet it is Abby Copeland. Cody will try to take a swipe. They'll go to the ground. From the touchline, Cody will bring that back in. It's going to come off of, looks like, Schutzman. Now Lander ball with a free kick at the Lander 23-yard line. Free kick's going to come out from Mason Morton. She draws back. She takes the kick. That'll go to the Cody 45. Meets the abdomen of one of the Phillies. Goes forward and back to Lander. Morton sends to the near side with Getz. Cody putting on the pressure. Abby Copeland sends a chip forward, making it to center circle with Knockhazel. Lander keeping the control around the 50 as it gets bopped back and forth. Out on the Phillies, it'll be Abby Copeland ball from the near sideline. Abby Copeland rocking dual braids today. Knockhazel shoots forward from the 50. Goes forward to Sullivan. Now Hansen on the far side at the Cody 30. Now forward to Sullivan in the wing. Cody's going to try to keep it in. It gets bopped out past the end line. It's going to be a corner kick for the Tigers. Ideal start to the game. Now as we take a look at this matchup, I'll see if I can pop the graphic I have up on the screen as well. There we go. The Lady Phillies, I know it says the Bronx on Max Preps as we gear up for this corner kick. The Phillies are 15-1-1, Tigers 12-3-1. Corner kick in from Copeland. Sullivan gets a head on it that'll roll out past the end line. Ball being shagged today at Cheyenne South Stadium by military members in the area. The goal kick out for the Phillies. That'll go out to about 30 yards. They'll call a handball on Getz. It looks like she might have had the ball go off of her face as well. Hansen will drop back and check on her. Free kick coming for the Phillies from the Cody 35. She'll send forward. That'll bounce to the Lander 15. Lytle first to get a touch on it. She'll keep up the pressure against Cody. Now moving forward with Morton at the 45. Atnett moving forward past the 50. Now on the sideline. They'll call an infraction against the Cody Phillies, giving this a Lander free. Looks like they're going to take it from the 45. 35 minutes, 43 seconds to go. Free kick out from Mason Morton. A well-placed shot that lands inside of the net. Off of the bounce, the keeper will clear the ball away. No good for the Tigers. Man, if that keeper would have jumped a second later, that could have been dangerous and bounced into the net. Ball's now near the Lander 35, gets moved forward by Copeland. Knockhazel will set up beyond the 50, moving forward to Morton. She takes it to midfield, gets bopped away by Cody. That one came off of the foot. Looks like that time of Neiman. Neiman now with the coverage, moves the ball back, goes past Sullivan. Cody trying to work beyond their 25. Shot forward. That ends up with Schutzman. Lander turns it around. Back at the 50. Goes off the head of Emma Getz after he gets bopped up into the air. Moves forward to Sullivan. The Lander forwards trying to find a way to get past the 30 of the Cody Phillies. Cody now swipes away. Mason Morton turns it around again. Back to the 35. Hansen drops back to Morton. Morton moves forward. Shoots it to Sullivan at the 20. Gets inside the box. There is Atnip. And quickly shutting it down, moving it away, is the Cody Phillies going off the leg that time. It looks like that went off Britton Bauer. zoom in on our roster. I sent it from a picture on my cell phone back to the screen. Toss in from the Cody 15 by Knockhazel, gets bopped back out by Cody. Take two takes us to Allie Atnip in the corner. Knockhazel's going to take a shot on goal. Coming out is the GK. Radakovic comes out, and I think that's actually Radkovic. My apologies. She came out and was able to clear it away, sends it to the 35. Now Cody ball, just outside center circle. Cody moves forward. Now rolling past the Lander 20. Seneca Kale comes out of the box, moves forward, swipes it, clears it out as she slides forward on her knees. Shuts down the forward progression of the Cody Phillies. 33 minutes to go in this first half of play. 0 so far on the board. A lot of back and forth between both teams. Cody now at center circle, moving past the 50. Making their way into Lander's defensive zone. Kale will come to the edge of the box, lets the ball roll into her hands, and she'll let Lander set up as she jogs the ball out and drop kicks. She takes it to the Cody 45, smack dab of center circle. Now heading toward the near sideline, Allie Atnip will follow it out. It's going to be Knockhazel tossing in from the from the Cody 30. Now in the corner with Sullivan. She's on the near side. It's going to roll out past the wing, corner kick for the Lander Valley Tigers. Abby Copeland's going to jog to the corner. 32 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Copeland will set up. A little bit of a breeze here at the stadium. Not quite as chilly as it was earlier. Copeland takes in. It's going to roll past the 5 and back. Cody taking over. Now working a zigzag pass to center circle. It's going to be picked off by Lander. Cody back at the 45. They're going to chip forward. Meets Stauffenberg. Rolls to the far sideline. Meets up with Hansen. Hansen will drop back to Mia Copeland. Back on the pitch today. If you remember yesterday's game, she sustained an injury that took her out of the rest of the match. Actually, fun fact, I took her up to the bus in my Jeep because I happened to park on the side of the pitch, so it worked out well for us. Substitution in for the Cody Phillies. Looks like we have Emma Nieters, going in for Haley Brown. It's going to be Cody from the touch on the 20-yard line of the Lander Tigers. And they're keeping up the pressure. Stauffenberg rushes forward to bop it back. Now a gridlock between Mason and Morton, where Morton comes out on top, sends forward to Emma Getz. Rolls out of the far sideline. It'll be called Lander ball. Mia Copeland will opt to take that in. From the touchline, she steps into it, tosses in, goes to the Lander 40. Morton moves forward, takes the ball to center circle with Allie Atnip. Ball's going to bounce to the far sideline. Goes to the 35. Making a fast break, we have Hansen on the far side. Working it back and forth with Sullivan. She goes to take it in, and at the box, Cody gets a touch on it. Moves it back to the 20. Shot and goal taken by Emma Getz. Caught by the keeper for Cody. Radakovic clears away the danger. That goes out to the 45. Knockhazel will drop back to center circle, being taken to the near side with Mason Morton. Give themselves a break. Cody's going to take it out past the near sideline, making it Knockhazel ball from the 35. She'll toss in, meeting up with Atnip. They'll take it back from the flank. That goes to Copeland. Cody taking over at their 45. Sends it to the 30. Gets stopped by the back of Lytle's leg and moved forward by Copeland. Now to center circle. It goes across with the forwards. Emma Getz trying to keep control up against the Cody Phillies. Linda progresses forward. The ball will go out of bounds. Cody ball. Ball gets moved in, goes to Boyson. Boyson down the near side. Copeland gets her caught up. Lytle will boot away the danger from the Lander 30. That goes out of bounds. Cody from 50 yards tosses in. Rolls to center circle. Gets a chip from Neters that moves forward. Ends up rolling into the Lander box. Met by Seneca Kale, no problem. Takes it out. Now Cody moving in on the 30 for Lander. They'll drop back. Meets up with Boyson. Boyson will chip forward. Goes to the 15. A touch by Stauffenberg. And then a lob from Mia Copeland sends the ball forward. It'll now roll to the Cody 25. There it meets up with Britton Bauer, who sends forward. Bauer to Boyson. Boyson now to center. They'll have to take to the far side of the field at their 35 and chip forward. Let it go out of bounds at the 40-yard line of Lander's side of the field. Now these are the football yard lines, folks. Keep in mind there's a whole end zone, so it's a little farther ahead. Substitution in for Emma Getz for the Lander Valley Tigers. We see Layla Norse to the field. In for Cody, we have Molly Hayes heading to the pitch. That's in place of Jessa Lynn. From the far touchline, a toss into Layla Norse at the 50. That'll get swiped away by Cody. There to meet it is Mason Morton, now following it down the side. Copeland will send forward. They'll call it off of Cody, Lander ball. .27 minutes, 1 second to go. From the far touchline at the 45, Mia Copeland will toss in. They'll get hacky-sacked around by Cody. Morse will drop back to Morton. Now moving to center circle. She'll cross the 50. Sends to Atnip. Now to Sullivan, who will try to take back control at the 20. Drops back to Norse. Norse sends to Sullivan. She's faced with two members of the Phillies team. They'll take a slow shot on goal, and that'll go a little too far left. It goes attended by the keeper for the Phillies, Radkovich. Now, if you take a look at these two teams, the last time they faced each other on April 10th, the Cody Phillies lost the conference game against Lander Valley at Bill Bush Stadium. That was a score of 3-2, and actually more recently than that, on April 24th, it was the exact opposite. It's where Lander, varsity team, lost the Saturday game against Cody on their home turf with a final score of 6-0. Cody now honing in on the danger zone, gets booted away by Lytle. It's going to go out about 40 yards. Atnip now on the near side, gets it swiped away by Boyson. Forward movement coming from Neters. It'll go back into the box, picked up by Seneca Kale. As far as common opponents go between these teams, I was taking a look last night, and each team has consecutive wins against Lyman, Mountain View, and Powell, all with similar point gaps, except for when they went up against Riverton, where Lander had a tie in that first rivalry game. And then, when the first time that the Cody Phillies faced off against Riverton, they were able to take a win. That was really the only difference I could tell in the standings so far. It's going to be Lander ball about the 50. It's going to be the far touch line with Mia Copeland tossing in. Copeland throws into Sullivan. Takes it down the near side, and, the far side. The Phillies get a swipe, but they'll call it a little too much contact. It's going to be Lander ball being taken by Mason Morton. Now yesterday during the semifinal bout between Lander and Mountain View, the Lady Tigers did get banged up a bit, leaving Mia Copeland with a limp off of the pitch. The free kick goes in by Morton, ends up inside the box. It gets away from the keeper, and taking a tumble is Atnip right over Radkovich. No good for the Tigers, but a lot of pressure being placed on these Phillies inside the danger zone. Substitutions in for the Cody Phillies. To the pitch, we see Kalkowski as well as Jessa Lynn. Cody Phillies from the far touchline at the Lander 40. They toss in, meets the head of Stauffenberg, gets booted backward by Cody. That coming off the foot, that time of Kalkowski. Phillies from the far side now honing in on the Lander 10. Bounces off the chest of Lytle. She'll send forward about 20 yards to Sullivan, now making her way down the far sideline. You can see Norse on the far end trying to keep up. Doing a good job of it. Gets booted away at the 25 by the Phillies. Gets returned to the Lander 20. It'll see the head of a few athletes and roll out past the near sideline. Cody Phillies ball, brought in by Jessa Lynn. It'll get tossed in to Knockhazel. She'll head it forward. Lander now making their way down the field on the near side. They'll roll out of bounds. Phillies ball at their very own 20. Substitutions for the Phillies. Returning to the pitch, we see Allison Boyson and Emma Getz will come in for Allie Atnip of the Lander Valley Tigers. Cody ball from the touchline, tosses in from the 25. Whistles. It's going to be in favor of Lander. They'll move forward. They're going from left to right as this broadcast sees the field. Knockhazel tosses in to Getz on the near side. Getz will try to keep control, bops it out. It's going to be Phillies ball. Excuse me. It's going to be taken in by Growney. Lander getting it back at the 30. Takes it in from the touchline. Goes off of Morton back to Getz. She'll take it to the opposite side of the box. Layla North gets ahead on it. It gets booted away by the Phillies and moves to the far side. Hansen back in from the touchline. Now with Mason Morton at the 30. She sends it to Sullivan. She goes matched. Sullivan's the queen of somersaults after getting tripped up. She'll do that near the box. Cody moves forward to center circle, going out just past the 50 on the far side. Mia Copeland brings it in on the Lander side of the 50. Goes to Hansen, across circle to Knockhazel. She'll take it forward, too much power, goes past Emma Getz and out of the sideline. Phillies ball from the 25. She takes in to Boyson. Boyson to center circle, back to Stauffenberg. She'll take it across the circle. Now to Sullivan at the 30. Hansen will take a shot forward. Goes to Sullivan, gets turned around by the Phillies. That time off of Growney. Whistles, a penalty called. It looks like the infraction was taken from Jessa Lynn against Layla Norse. That'll be a free kick for the Lander Valley Tigers inside the Cody, looks like 27-yard line. Shot taken, it lands in front of the goal, gets palmed away by the keeper. It gave an opportunity to the Tigers, but that'll go out of bounds. It's going to be Tigers ball from the far sideline at the 20, being brought in by Norse. She'll drop back to Morton. Morton chips forward, bounces across the 10, it'll go out past the inline. Goal kick for the Cody Phillies. Substitution. We'll see. That's Neiman, Kennedy Neiman, coming to the pitch for Cody. Out from the box, Cody moves forward, sends it to the 35. Ahead by Norse, turns it around. We've seen a lot more field time for Norse in this part of the season. Serving as a forward for the Lander Valley Tigers. Now moving forward is Hansen, now to the 15 with Getz. Phillies will try to move forward, get caught up on each other. It'll be headed by Sullivan, move back to the 15. Getz will take it right. Now at the 15 with Hansen, and a shot on goal taken. Almost gets out of possession of the keeper. She'll swipe it away and moves to the edge of the box. A lot more pressure being put in the defensive zone of the Cody Phillies during this contest. 18 minutes, 39 seconds to go. I almost swiped you away some time there. Penalty will be called. The infraction against Lander this time. Cody moves forward. It'll be Allison Boyson with the free at the 45. She'll take it to the Lander 25. Cody sends to the far side. Goes in the wing. Chipped forward. It'll hit the side of the Lander Valley net. No good for Cody. Substitution in for the Tigers. Allie Atnip going in for Knock Hazel. That'll drop Emma Getz back. Furthermost forwards on the field is Sullivan and Atnip. Ball will move forward from the Lander goal with the goal kick. Atnip will go forward. He'll get swiped by Cody. Now with a zigzag pass through center circle. Now moving forward. Cody Phillies trying to get it. Abby Copeland with intense play will swipe it back. Moving the Cody Phillies back to the 45. Boyson sends to the far side. Now dropping back to the 50. They're slowly pushing Cody back. Phillies are trying to find a way to move forward. Hansen to center circle, sends to Sullivan. That'll be returned by Cody. Now at the Lander 35. With coverage by Abby Copeland, the ball will go out of the near side. That being swiped away from Autumn Wilson. Wilson will toss in. She sends to Mason Morton. Gets chipped back to the Lander defense. Mia Copeland that time. Looks like she's moving well after yesterday. Lander now progressing past the 50. Sullivan motions for Norse to move forward. Sullivan will try to go to midfield about 30 yards, trying to meet up with Atnip. Cody gets a touch on it, sends it back. Abby Copeland will knock it out of the near side. 2 substitutions in for the Phillies. Back to the field is Kalkowski alongside Emma Nieders. Cody from the touch. They'll go off Kalkowski, sends into the 20. Now trying to move forward. Stauffenberg gets a foot on it, moves Cody back. Now with forward motion to the 15. Cody trying to take a shot on goal, meets up with the wall that's known as Abby Copeland. Now lands into the wing of Lander's near side of the field. That'll go out. Goal kick for Lander. Abby Copeland gets set up. 15 minutes, 21 seconds to go in this first half of play. So far, zeros on the scoreboard. Hey, as a side note, I promised some updates from the Lander game. Tiger boys were up 4-0 with 30 left in the second half. That was about 15 minutes ago. Hopefully we get a final score in a little bit. Thank you to the assistant coach for Lander, Derek Pyle, for texting that over to us. Cody now in circle, trying to make their way past Hansen. Hansen will chip that forward to the 35 of Cody. Cody making their way down the far sideline. They'll take it forward to the 20. Mia Copeland will get a shove coming from Cody. Looks like that was Schutzman with the shove. Copeland still holding their own on the pitch today. Mason Morton taking the free from the Lander 30, goes forward. They'll get hacky sacked around. Cody trying to move forward through center circle. They'll take it to the near side. Still progressing. Now at the 20. That'll go past Abby Copeland, who reaches, get booted out past the side by Lytle. Excuse me, I had a sneeze there. Now back to it with Kalkowski from the sideline. She'll throw in. Lander will take it forward to the 40 and out past the side. Substitutions in for the Lander Valley Tigers. Knock Hazel and Bethany Miller in. Taking a seat is Hanson and Mia Copeland. Mia will give her twin a slap on the back as she heads to the bench. Allie Atnett from the touchline at the 50. She takes forward. Emma Getz able to keep it. Sends to Sullivan as she's faced with several members of the Cody defense. It'll get chipped back from the 25, landing at the 50. Now Knock Hazel chasing it down to the far side. Knock Hazel reads the field, sends forward to Norse. Looked like it was supposed to go to someone at the 15. Instead gets chipped away by Cody. Lander now at the 50. It'll be called out by the line ref on the far side. Cody ball. With some back and forth, it'll go out of bounds at the far side. Substitution for Cody returning to the game is Allison Boyson. She'll head to the far side. Another substitution gearing up for Lander. Neither team getting points on the board yet with 12 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Cody from the far touchline. Oh look, someone brought one of those plastic horns. Cody again from the far touchline, now this time at the 25. They're inching their way downfield with throw-ins. Cody again takes it into Boyson. It'll go inside the box, headed away by Stauffenberg. Sullivan covering at the 30. Cody trying to drop back and find a way in. Meets up at the 20 with Emma Getz. She'll send forward. Cody will turn it around after center circle. Whistles and a handball called. Seems the player might have disagreed, but the ref is closer to the game than I am. I know I always say that, but I'd rather point that out. Forward motion from the free kick being put on by Mason Morton. Goes off the thigh of Allison Boyson at the 25. Goes back to center circle. Bethany Miller on the far side. Past the 50. Gets swiped by Cody mid-dribble. Copeland will take it from the 40 forward and near the near sideline. So it'll go out of bounds. Cody ball. That time being taken in by Growney. That toss will put Cody inside the box. Seneca Kale comes forward, snatches it up, plays keep away, eliminates the danger and clears the goal. Seneca Kale will click forward. Emma Getz the 40. Now the 45. And Morton at the 50 sends forward. Look at it now. Knock Hazel. Cody resorting to, as soon as it hits the 35, they try to lob it back to the other side of the field. Abby Copeland tries to make a swipe at the 30. Cody pursues forward. Copeland rushes forward, kicks it out of bounds. Stops the forward progression that was being taken on by Autumn Wilson. Wilson will take it from Lander's wing on the near side. She's getting ready for the throw-in. Wilson sends into Boyson, just inside the box. Copeland sees the ball, tries to take a swing and a miss. Now Boyson at the wing, sends to center, and a shot on goal taken, smothered away by Seneca Kale for the Lander Valley Tigers. 9 minutes, 2 seconds to go. Kale will take a drop kick, landing just before center circle. That bounces into the Cody Phillies, being sent into the air. That one off the foot of Nieters. Cody trying to work their way down the far side. Cody will plow over Abby Copeland, yielding an infraction against the Cody Phillies. That'll be a penalty called against Aspen Kalkowski. Mason Morton will take the free kick from the 30. She sends forward to the opposite 30. Now on Cody's side of the field with Sullivan. Knockhazel will take it forward. They'll take a triangle pass. Shot and goal taken by Knockhazel. Caught safely by the keeper, Radkovich. Cody now working their way down the far side. From the 45 will chip forward to the 35 of the Lander Tigers. Now down midfield. Facing a wall of Lander Valley Tigers, the ball will get turned around at the 10. Now Mason Morton working toward the near sideline. It'll be called Phillies ball near the flank of Lander on the far side. In for the Tigers, we see Hansen return to the field. She'll go in for Layla Norse. In for the Phillies, returning to the field, is Jessalyn in place of Nieters. Phillies will toss in to about the 23-yard line. It's a little easier to tell at this field. This one's marked for football. And these are football yard lines I'm calling. A shot and goal taken, way too much power. Goes up and over the goal, making it a Lander goal kick. 6 minutes, 55 seconds to go. These teams in a gridlock at zeros as we hone in on halftime, which I'll invite you to stick around for the halftime show. We'll recap this first half of play. No scores yet, but we'll do some more research on previous state championships. Lander now at the 50 with Getz. Tries to get back to Hansen. The Phillies will take over mid-pass. Now Getz trying to take a swipe at the 50. Boyson moves forward from the 50 for the Phillies. Goes off the leg of Copeland and out of bounds. Six minutes, 5 seconds to go. Now in from the touchline. Phillies will drop back. Now at the 45, chipping forward. Now to the near sideline, honing in on the 20 of Lander. With a move by Getz, they'll call a penalty against the Cody Phillies, moving Lander forward. An update from Derek Pyle, the assistant coach of Lander boys. In momento, we have Sullivan honing in on the 15, going into Adnip. She takes a swing and a miss by the 5. They'll get taken out of the sideline on the near side. No good for the Tigers. Oh, man. That was a big forward motion for Lander. Exciting movement inside the state championship game against Lander and Cody. Boyson will give a bump to Getz, yielding a penalty. That infraction moves the Phillies back, puts Lander in opportunity mode. The update from the Lander assistant coach as they move forward with the free kick. The boys won against Torrington, 4-1. I hate to use this word, but he said, boys won 4-1, domination. And into the goal! Lander Valley Tigers getting the first score of this state championship game. They're all going to run to the 35 and hug it out. I believe that came off of Getz. Whoo-wee! I'll stop our timer as well. About 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Lander ahead by 1. Phillies will drop back. 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go. That's in the first half of play, by the way, if you're just now joining. It's going to go to Knockhazel at the 40. Sullivan past the 30. She sends a cross field. No Tigers there to meet her. Hanson will go for a swipe against the Phillies. Phillies progress to the 40. Now back to Boysen at the 35. That'll go to the far side. That goes attended by Mason Morton. Phillies now squeaking past the 50. That'll go out of bounds. Lander ball just past the 50. Toss goes in. Meets a Philly foot that'll send it out past the far side. Lander from just before the 50, they'll toss in. Cody moving the ball now into the defensive third of the Tigers. There's no Phillies near the end line. Seneca Kale will snatch it up, run to the middle of the field. Let Lander get set up and booted out. My apologies on the timer, folks. We'll adjust that. About 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Some Go Big Green chants erupting from the audience. A penalty will be called, that time in favor of Cody. Was my computer trying to update? Not right now, not during state soccer. Cody trying to get it past the 15. It'll be deflected off of Mason Morton, rolling back. Cody ball at the far side, now dropping to the 25. We'll drop back further to Boysen. She tries to send forward, blocked off the back of Allie Atnip. Getz will take it forward to Sullivan, now at the 45. 4 Phillies between the ball and Lander. Now to knock Hazel at the sideline. She'll chip forward. It bounces to the wing. Rushing forward is Sullivan. So is the keeper for Cody. Watching it roll out past the end line. She'll attend that. It's going to be a goal kick for Cody. You can see the Cody coach trying to get the team hyped up. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go in this first half of play. Goal kick comes out. Lander taking advantage near the far side, sends it at the 10. It gets swiped in the middle of Ali Atnip's attempt. Shot and goal taken by Knock Hazel. Too far to the left, no good. The intensity coming from the Lander Valley Tigers during this movement. About a minute 35 to go. Then we'll have our halftime show. That'll send forward. Ali Atnip there with the ball to go out past the side. Phillies ball from the touchline. That coming from Kalkowski. Abby Copeland will go down. Still manages to get a kick on it, send it forward. The Codys will go back down the near sideline, going out at the 15. There's about 50 Lander fans on the opposite side doing a Let's Go Tigers chant. It's a cool environment to be in with state soccer. Copeland will take in from the near side with Abby Copeland. Whistles as Mason Morton tries to get a swipe. Phillies ball with a free. Allison Boysen will set up. Phillies will go to center. And Seneca Kale will go down, and moving in on the goal is the Cody Phillies. That coming off the foot of Kalkowski with the score. That makes it a 1-1 ball game. 25 seconds to go in the first half of play. I'll readjust our clock so we can have it properly set. What a move by the Phillies to even it up before the half. Sullivan will drop back from center circle. Emma Getz now to the side. Forward from Hanson in triangle fashion. Running along the far sideline. Boysen will follow that out. It'll be Philly's ball. She'll take it in from the touch. Gets bounced back to the 35. Phillies now to the center circle and forward. That time, moving on with Schutzman. Now rolling into the box. Seneca Kale there to meet it. 3 seconds, 2 and 1. That is it for this first half of play. It's 1-1 here at State Championship Soccer for the women's division. We'll be back after this break. We'll talk about the first bit of action. We'll talk about the end of the boys' game. That'll here with Wind River Radio Network and WYO Today.
.edu/Alpine Science and make your way.
Central Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Lander Valley Soccer. With 3 branches in Fremont County, their mission is to help develop Wyoming communities with Wyoming values. From opening your first checking account to taking out a loan for a new business venture, Central Bank and Trust is your local bank and lender. Central Bank and Trust brings top-of-the-line technologies to their customers with chipped debit cards, mobile deposit, QuickBooks integration for businesses, online bill pay, and more. Central Bank and Trust. It's more than a bank, it's a community. Visit centralbankandtrust.com. Good luck and go Tigers.
When it comes to protecting your family, home, car, or business, you can count on Mountain West Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. You deserve a local agent who is dedicated to helping you with all of your insurance needs. And that's what you'll get with Jake Hunke, your local Farm Bureau agent. Jake Hunke offers the quality products and services you're looking for. Visit his new location at 450 Main Street in Lander or call 307-332-3295 and discover the advantages of working with a local agent. Trust experience. Trust Farm Bureau.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
When you're looking for a great deal on a new or used car or truck, think Fremont Toyota. Shop over 1,000 vehicles from 12 manufacturers you know and love. Plus, they give you their best price up front, so you can be sure you're getting the best deal possible. And their state-of-the-art service facilities and expert technicians come with their 1-year hassle-free maintenance plan with all new vehicles. Fremont Toyota, they're your friends and neighbors and proud to sponsor Lander Valley High School Soccer. 103 Fremont Way in Lander. Visit FremontToyotaLander.com. Go Tigers!
Looking to get back in the game this year? Avoid the rush by scheduling sports physicals now at Lander Medical Clinic. Sports physicals start after May 1st and are an important part of youth wellness exams. Preventative health took a backseat to COVID this past year, and Lander Medical Clinic wants to get teens back in the door for their wellness and sports physicals. Schedule your child's wellness and sports physical exam in May, June, or July by calling 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic.
I'm Sarah Penn. Go Tigers!
I'm Dr. Forbes. Go Tigers!
I'm Nate.
And I'm Billy.
Go Tigers!
Welcome back. It is a 1-1 ball game at the half here at Cheyenne South High School for the state championship girls game. It is Lander Valley Lady Tigers against the Lady Phillies for Cody. So far, an intense first half of play. The down and back seems pretty up to par pace-wise for these two teams, and then they get behind the 18, and it is intense. So let's recap some scores, shall we? With the first score of the ball game, about halfway through, we had Emma Getz getting behind Radkovich as she came forward out of the goal. Getz was able to shoot it to the back, finding success at the back of the net. All right, and then taking a look at literally seconds. I want to say 25 seconds left in the first half of play, and then we have a score coming off of, I believe that was Kalkowski. Aspen Kalkowski was able to get it past Seneca Kale. Seneca Kale went to the right, she went to the left, and boom, it's a 1-1 contest. We're about 5 minutes out from the second half of play. What a start to the game, folks. Oh my goodness. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams adjust. As a side note, since we had to cut off the boys' game early, which I do apologize for, it started late. If you missed that, it was a shootout between Riverton and Douglas. And then that shootout, after the 2 overtime periods, went into a sudden death shootout. And Riverton came out on top, but that started the boys' game about 45 minutes late. But congratulations to Riverton, consolation champions. And then congrats to the Lander Valley High School boys. They won 4-1 against Torrington. What a match. That was a really good start to play for them, too. On the benches here, not physically on the benches, but on the Lander side of the bench, you can see Sullivan dancing to the tunes. I would play the tunes, but I don't want the video to get blocked. If it does block the video for copyrighted music, you can switch over to the YouTube part of this broadcast. We're on both YouTube and Facebook with this radio broadcast. If you're wondering, unfortunately, we couldn't do video due to a contract with an out-of-state streaming company. And they say that no other broadcasters are able to do the same. That was through WHSAA and the NFHS, who's owned by Play on Sports in Georgia. All right, aside from that, I am super stoked to be here. Never thought I'd call a state championship game, let alone in my first year of doing Lander soccer. It's been a pleasure to follow these gals so far. Emma Getz, the first one to make it in the net for this contest. Some background on her, she's played soccer for 10 years. She's a junior this year. She loves bacon, and soccer is her favorite sport. Well, that's my kind of gal. We'll take a look at the second half of play here in about 3 minutes and 50 seconds. That here with the Wind River Radio Network and WYO Today.
Central Wyoming College has the perfect degree to help you learn, grow, advance, and lead. The new Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Organizational Management and Leadership is the perfect degree to earn during a pandemic. There's 3 ways to learn: online learning, virtual learning, and in-person learning. Whether you have some credits or no credits, you can earn a bachelor's degree at CWC and have the competitive edge for employment. Go to www.cwc.edu/leadtheway.
Does your car seem like it's feeling a little under the weather? Doesn't have that same get up and go or struggles to start in the mornings? Visit Lander Napa at 391 Main Street. Rick and the crew will help you get that car feeling brand new. They know the right parts and have the experience and Napa know-how to set you up for success on your repair job. So come see Rick and the team at 391 Main Street in Lander. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 8 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 3. Lander Napa.
Lander starts heading back to the field first for the second half of play. About 2 minutes, 41 seconds left on the halftime clock. It's a pretty packed stadium. We see plenty of Cody fans beneath me, and then we have our chunk of Lander fans on the opposite side of the stadium. Lander heads out. The Cody fans will raise to their feet for the team in front of them. You can feel the stand shaking beneath me. If you've never been to state soccer, you know I was chatting with Scott Copeland before all of this. We were at a game, and we were chatting about the environment that is state soccer. He said, if you've not been there, you have to go. He's like, whether you broadcast or not, you have to go. And 200% agree. 10 out of 10 would do it again, and I hope to again next year, especially if they go to state. Heck, let's do the thing. About 1:45. Cody on their sideline getting pumped up. They're going to do some high knees as they go out to the field. Lander taking their positions. Kale backing up into the box. Cody's going to come to a group in front of their bench. They'll reset the clock at 40, and we did as well. Here in a sec, we'll up our crowd mic again. They're rocking some Metallica here in the stadium. It's a nice day here at Cheyenne South. A slight breeze coming through. But nonetheless, yeah, it's a pretty nice day. It's a little warmer out than it was during the boys' game at North Park, which they did win, taking the 3rd place seat in the state championship. All right, we'll jam some Metallica. Why not? Ref going to center field. The clock will start. The Lander Lady Tigers will be going from right to left, and the Cody Phillies from left to right. It'll be Knock Hazel dropping back to the 50 with Getz. She'll take it to center circle. She sends forward on the near side to Hanson, who chases it to the 30. That'll go out past the sideline. Phillies ball. They'll toss in. Goes into Boyson at the 40. Boyson will duck behind the ref. Getting past Getz, sends forward, gets bopped back by Lander. Phillies ball from the far side. This time it'll be brought back in by Growney. I'll go to the the far sideline. We switched directions. I got all discombobulated for a second. In from the touchline by the Phillies, and a foul committed by Cody against Haley Lytle will give a free kick. That infraction coming from Tori Schutzman. The ball will be moved forward from the free kick, now at the Cody 25. Sullivan will get tripped up. The ball will roll back to the 40 for the Cody Phillies. Now taken over at the side. We have Neiman, who sends it down the sideline, unattended, into Lander's wing. That gets sent into the box, booted out of the side by Haley Lytle. That'll be Cody ball on the near sideline with Boyson. Boyson tosses in, meets the ankle of Mason Morton. That gets sent forward to the 40. A down and back between Sullivan and Getz, now through center circle, across the 50. Sullivan's going to drop back to Morton. Crossing the halfway point, sends forward to the 30. Now to midfield with Getz, sends to Sullivan at the 20. Takes a shot on goal. It rolls forward, up the torso of the keeper, and then Radkovich will drop kick it out of the box. Goes to the 50. Bounces to Morton, who takes forward to the 50th Hanson. Tigers will try to get past the 50, gets blocked away by Boyson. It'll be almost out of the near side. Gets chipped by Hanson back into the wing, gets met up with by Nia Copeland, who takes it out of bounds. I'll shut down the forward progression for now. Gives Lander a chance to reset. Meanwhile, it gives the Phillies a chance to throw in and position themselves. Now out on the Phillies on the near side. Lander will toss in from the flank. That going off of Hanson. Like maybe some potential contact between Boyson and Getz. No call. It could have been clean. The ball now at the Lander 30 gets chipped forward by Cody. Bouncing inside the box. Mia Copeland chasing it down to the wing. She'll follow it out of bounds. Goal kick for Lander. There for a second we saw a cameraman at the far side start to back it on up. Keeper kick will come out from Abby Copeland. That'll bounce at the far sideline near the 40 off the knee of a Philly. Gets chipped back at the 50. Hanson moves forward to the Lander 40. Morton trying to read the field, sends to the far side with Knock Hazel at the 35 and drops back again. Morton trying to make a forward motion to the circle. She was aiming for Getz, gets picked off instead, coming the foot off of Jessa Lynn. Boyson now forward to the Lander 25. Morton with a nice swipe. Looked like a seamless pass, but Morton there to disrupt it. Morton sends forward, trying to make it to Sullivan. gets booted away by the defense of Cody. Ball now back to the 50. Getzel trying to move forward. Get a well-placed lobbed by Cody that goes out of the sideline near the 35 of Lander. Lander ball. Hanson will toss in and drops back to Mia Copeland. She takes it forward to the 50, gets booted away by Boyson. Now to the Lander near wing. Chasing it down. We'll have Schuttzman, follows it out past the end line. Goal kick for Lander. Substitution in for the Lady Phillies. To the field, we have Emma Nieders in place of Allison Boyson. Abby Copeland will back it up in the box. Takes the goal kick forward and out to the 30. It'll bounce in front of Knockhazel. Phillies getting the first touch. Take it to the Lander 34. Now progressing forward. They're working some formation passes. Stauffenberg gets a touch on it, interrupts the flow. That'll go out past the side, making it Phillies ball. Neiman from the touchline. She's trying to find a place to throw it. She'll opt for the corner of the box, putting the ball into the wing, out past the end line. Lander goal kick. That goal kick will come out from Abby Copeland. Copeland, one of the twins. She loves ice cream soccer. She also loves to watch women's soccer. She sends the ball out to the 40. Now at the 50, turned around by Cody. It's going to get hacky sacked around and bounce near the 35 of Lander's side of the field. Getz takes it forward near the side. They'll roll out of bounds, attended by Hanson. Cody ball. Cody will toss in. That time it came from Gillian Growney. Phillies try to make it inside the box. Lytle shuts it down, goes out of the sideline. Oh, it'll actually be called out past the end line. I'll tell you what, Cody brought a crowd today. The coach for the Phillies amping them up from the box. Shot on goal taken by the Phillies will go up and over off the foot of Tori Schutzman. Local military service members shagging the ball today, and they'll toss into Seneca Kale. Abby Copeland with the keeper kick from the far corner. 32 minutes, 26 seconds to go. Emma Getz from the 35 will kick it up into the air. It'll bounce at the Cody 35. Ooh, going forward is Knockhazel. A forward motion by Cody will go off of her. It looked like her face. Maybe it was the side of her head. Now the Lander 25 gets chipped forward by Morton. No one chases it down, goes out of bounds. A toss in by the Cody Phillies from Growney. Goes about 10 yards. Now moving forward to the box. Haley Lytle, quick to turn it around. The senior making moves back today after graduating last night at Pathfinder High School. Gets to take it forward to the 50. Atnip meeting up with one of the Phillies and going down. Seeing a lot more bumping going on is the best way to describe that. Off the head of Copeland, now to the far side. That'll be called out. Cody from the touch takes it in just before the box. Morton sends forward to Getz. She goes unmarked. Now to the circle. Past the 50 with Sullivan. She'll tip it to the opposite side of the field. Looks like they were trying to tell Hanson to go farther down the near sideline. Maybe a miscommunication for the Tigers. Still 1-1, 30 minutes, 51 seconds to go. They'll push Cody back from the touchline. They'll toss in. That moves forward. Emma Getz taking over at the Cody 40. She'll send it to the 20. Booted away off the foot of Bauer. Morton at the 50. Cody keeping up heavy coverage. Takes it back. Lobs it inside the box. They're going to try to block out Cody. Seneca Kale able to pick up the ball. A close call. That was up against Autumn Wilson, who was rushing into the danger zone. Emma gets from the 50. Tries to send forward to Sullivan. Gets blocked out. Crowd seems unsatisfied with the lack of a call. Again, and the refs are down there and I'm up here. Cody now down the far side. Lytle there to meet her, stops the forward motion. Abby Copeland will boot it out of the sideline on the far side of the field. Cody ball. Cody tosses in again, meets the head of Knockhazel. She sends forward about 10 yards. Now with Atnip. Getting a touch on his Emma Neaters. Out of the side, Knockhazel ball from the far side. Substitutions in for the Tigers. Layla Norse will come in for Emma Getz. Boyson will return to the field in place of Jessa Lynn. Knockhazel from the far side. She takes the big Knockhazel toss, sends it in to Allie Atnip. She'll take it to Sullivan, who's now at the 30. She'll lose control to Boyson. Boyson with slippery feet. Back at the 35 with Mia Copeland. Forward movement through circle by Mason Morton. She takes it to Sullivan. Wasn't able to put enough power on it. Gets swiped away by the Phillies. Rolls to the 50. They'll meet up with Knockhazel at the side. Cody ball. Cody toss from the touchline. Will get headed by a fellow Philly. Turned around by Lander. Now Atnip at the 45. Low cross the center point. Sullivan down the far side. Lander not seeming to make it too close to the box before the Phillies get a foot on it. Sullivan sends it lateral to the 25. Picked off. Layla Norse meets up with a Philly. A little intense on the play. It'll drop back to the 50. Now Mason Morton at circle. She takes it to midfield, this time with Knockhazel. Knockhazel went to send forward, but no Tiger there to meet up at the ball. Cody now at the near side at the 50. Forward motion by Neiman. We'll send it to the box. Lytle first to get a touch on it. A big lob and shot on goal taken. Up and over the goalposts. That'll be out on the Cody Phillies past the end line. Substitution in for the Phillies. On the field, Molly Hayes. She goes in for Emma Neaters. It'll be Lander goal kick, 27 minutes, 16 seconds to go. Kick taken forward by Copeland. Phillies putting on the pressure, getting it back inside the box. Ball's going to go forward from Morton on the far side. About 20 yards to the 40. He'll be called out by the far side ref. His flag will go up. Still a little bit of a breeze here at Cheyenne South Stadium. I really like this pitch. It's easy to see everything. Ball's going to get turned around at the 50 by Cody. Bouncing back to the Lander. It looks like the 5 through the box and out past the end line. Lander ball. 26 minutes, 28 seconds to go. The wind has changed directions. Looks like it's now heading, I believe, north. Trying not to get turned around in Cheyenne, Wyoming. The goal kick this time coming out from Mia Copeland. Soccer is also her favorite sport. I'm guessing her and her sister watch the women's team together. Anna will try to drop back to North. She goes covered by Boyson. Lander working the triangle pass, getting through the heavy coverage by the Phillies. Something changed at the half. Maybe, I think maybe they were trying to intercept mid-pass. It'll be a foul called on the Lander Tigers. Moves LVHS back. It's going to be a free kick taken from, it looks like the ref's pointing at the 28-yard line. These are football yard lines, by the way. 25 minutes, 32 seconds to go. One's across the board. Several other teams have showed up to watch this contest. The free kick is taken, goes out past the end line. Will be a keeper kick for Lander, taken by Mia Copeland. Copeland backs up. Takes the kick forward. Lands about the 35. Norse gets the first touch. Phillies take over, moving forward. Hayes on the side. She drops back to Neiman. Neiman now getting it inside the box. Gets booted away by Stauffenberg. And out toward the Cody bench. Brought back in by Cody quickly. Growney tosses in. Now to Boyson. Handball will be called. Oh, sorry, they actually called that out. My apologies. It looked like someone had touched the ball. Mia Copeland from the near touch line. Peter Lander, 25. Looks like the nearest ref will scoot Copeland back for the free throw. They had the Marie do it after some contestation from the Cody bench. Moved her back about 1.5 yards. Swiping it from in front of Norse is Boyson. They'll call a penalty on Mason Morton. That moves Cody just in front of the box at the Lander 15. This puts a lot of pressure on the Lander Tigers as Cody moves forward. There's going to be a 3-person block just in front of the free kick. We have Norse, Atnip, and Hansen lined up. Seneca Kale ready inside the goal. Taking the kick out is Schutzman. She pigeon steps forward, and a shot on goal taken by Boyson. Too much power and over. No good for the Phillies. Back to the field with the substitution is Emma Getz. She'll go in for Allie Atnip. Lander making use of their substitutions. The goal kick will come out from Abby Copeland. She takes it to the far side of the field. Goes to meet up with Sullivan. That'll roll out of bounds. Cody ball. Or excuse me, Lander ball. Thought I saw that go off of Sullivan. Knockhazel will take a toss in to the far side. Phillies move forward to Boyson. She takes it past the 45. Now Mason Morton at the 40. Chips forward. Goes off the leg of a Philly and bounces on the far side. This time on the Cody 40. Getz going head to head up against Molly Hayes. Phillies move the ball back. Now inside the Lander 15. Movement near the wing on the far side. Lytle will send that forward. Takes it to Knockhazel. And it's a race for the ball. They'll gridlock. Knockhazel comes out on top at the 40. Knockhazel sends to middle field. Now forward motion to the 50 with Layla Norse. She bops it forward between the legs. And that went through Wilson. Wilson will get it back, go past Norse, and send it to the Lander 25. Getting caught up is Abby Copeland. They're going to call a penalty on Lander. They'll actually administer a yellow card to Abby Copeland for the Lander Valley Tigers. You know, say what you will about sports. I've never been a super fan of getting super ecstatic when someone gets a yellow card. I understand it's an advantage, but all right, anyway. We'll put the high horse back in the stable and back to the field. Subbing in for Abby Copeland is Bethany Miller. And that goes for both sides, whether it was a yellow card on the opposite team or not. Stadium starts to rumble as Cody gets a free kick. That has good placement, gets palmed away by Seneca Kale. She'll run it to the end of the box. Looks like both teams starting to slow down with 21 minutes, 13 seconds to go. It's been a long couple days during this tournament. Now in the state championship game with Lander facing off against Cody. Ball now on the far side with Knockhazel. She'll take a kick, bringing it past the 50. Gets bopped back from the Cody 35 to center circle. Ball's going to go out of the near sideline. Brought back in by Cody from Neiman. Ball will bounce to the Lander near wing. Out of bounds. Schutzman will take it from the corner. Tosses in. A defense chant erupts from the opposite side of the stadium as Lander tries to hype the girls up. Ball will get headed around on the far side, just in front of the box. Boyson will take a shot on goal, gets blocked by Lytle. Moving forward with Knockhazel, now to the 20 of Lander. Phillies amping up the pressure on the defensive third of the Tigers. Substitution back in for the Tigers. Abby Copeland returns after her yellow card, replacing Bethany Miller. She'll get a high five from Layla Norris on the way in, and from Bethany Miller. A lot of back and forth between these two teams. 19 minutes, 47 seconds to go. Knockhazel will toss in. That throw going about 20 yards, now at the 50. Sullivan will get tripped up, a penalty called on the Phillies. Sending it forward for the Tigers. Mason Morton just past the 50. She'll let her team get set up. The defense will move forward. She takes a well-placed lob that lands inside of the box. Putting on the pressure, Sullivan with the ball. Several Phillies on the ground. Shot taken by Emma gets blocked. Pressure still there. Moving forward. Gets kicked away by the Phillies. Now dropping back to the 25. Cody taking over and eliminating that pressure. A swipe by Mason Morton sends it back again. Cody starting to go through the box. Sorry, not the box, it was the circle, but now down the near side. Neiman sends to center, gets sent forward by Boyson. I think she was aiming, it looks like, for Schutzman, went to Boyson instead, and she booted it out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for the Lander Valley Tigers. Atnip in for Knockhazel. It's going to have on the forwards for the team, or the foremost forwards, will be Sullivan and Atnip. Getz heads to the opposite side of the field. Ball rolls to the 10, gets met by Mia Copeland. Atnip with a great body block from Boyson at the 20. Swiping it away from Boyson mid-dribble was Atnip. Goes to the 45, gets lobbed back to the 30 of Lander. Cody trying to hone in on the box. It'll roll into the box, gets met by Stauffenberg and Copeland. Copeland will take it forward and out of the side. Phillies ball being brought in this time by Neiman. Out of the sideline. Schutzman sends in. Bounces off of Boyson. They'll do a back and forth. Schutzman trying to move forward. They'll call that a penalty on Copeland. I guess I didn't see that one there. Boyson did go to the turf. She'll get up and shake it off. That gives a free kick to the Cody Phillies. It's going to be at the 10. It's on the near side of the field. Diagonal from the corner of the box. There will be two blockers waiting there. There'll be Hansen alongside Atnip. The ball will go just in front of the box. Cody trying to take advantage. They take a shot on goal, and it's saved by Seneca Kale in the bottom right corner of the goal. It's a move we've seen from Kale before, but they could not squeeze it past. Ball now moving forward. Gets at the 35. That'll go off of the Phillies. Big kick taken by Copeland. That'll go out past the side, about the Cody 40-yard line. Substitution for both teams. We'll see Knockhazel back to the field. Returning for the Phillies is Jessa Lynn. We'll see Bethany Miller for the Tigers take a seat. Phillies will toss in from the 40 on their side of the field. That'll drop back to the 25. Racing forward is Sullivan. If you let her get too much power, she'll run away with you. Lander now working toward the near sideline at the Cody 45. North sends forward to Sullivan at the 25. Now to midfield. She'll take a chip forward, gets caught by the keeper, Radkovich. Keeper will drop kick forward, landing about the 50. Boyson forward to the Lander 40. Now through center circle, gets blocked off of Mason Morton in her upper torso. They'll get a boot, a defensive boot that is, from Stauffenberg. Moving Cody back. Now some back and forth at the 40. Mason Morton breaking away down the near sideline. She'll take a tumble. She shoots forward to Atnip, taken over by Cody at the 50. Lytle with heavy coverage on top of Schutzman. That makes them drop back to the 50. Cody now moving down the far side. Coverage by Emma Getz. Getz able to get in the middle of a pass and send it out past the side. Shuts down the forward momentum for the Cody Phillies. Cody from the far side. Lander will send him back to the 50. Now inside center circle. They'll get booted forward. Coming from the foot. Looks like that came off of Growney. Making a breakaway as Boyson into the wing. There to meet her was Mia Copeland. Looks like Boyson was looking for a foul. The ref on the corner will call it clean. Substitution for the Tigers. In for Layla Norse is Hansen. Whitney Hansen back to the turf. Goal kick out for the Tigers. Schutzman sends forward. They'll bounce inside the box. Ending up on the ground is Abby Copeland. She went for a rush just in front of the Cody Phillies. Ended up taking a tumble right in front of Autumn Wilson. It's going to be a corner kick for Cody. I'm going to turn down our crowd, make a tiny bit. That was real loud. Schutzman from the near corner of the Lander Valley Tigers. Puts her hand up. Takes the kick forward. It's going to land directly in front of the goal. There's a sea of Tigers waiting for the Phillies. They'll roll back to the 15. Lander moving forward. It's going to get a chip back to the defensive third of the Tigers. Coming off of Growney. Lander back at the Cody 45. Goes through the feet of Growney. These two teams both giving it their all. Now Mason Morton breaking away at the 50. Moving forward, getting swiped back away at the Cody 40. That coming off of Hayes. Lander forward. Now to the 20. Rolls back into the grasp of the keeper for Cody. No good. 12 minutes, 44 seconds to go. It's tied here. Doing our radio broadcast live from Cheyenne South High School. Zigzag pass will take Cody into the wing of the Lander Valley Tigers. That'll get chased out past the end line by Mia Copeland. Running at full capacity after yesterday. She left the match with a limp. Looks like she's in much better condition today. You could hear as she was loaded to the bus saying, "I just want to play tomorrow." Well, here she is. I'm telling you, these Lander Lady Tigers, and this goes for most of our young lady athletes in the state, are tough as nails. 12 minutes left in the contest. Whistles. So they go, looks like in favor of the Phillies. Given a free kick. That'll come from the 35-yard line. They'll have Allison Boyson take that one. She drops back, now moving forward to the 30. And a touch on it by Mason Morton changes the direction. Now moving through center circle, goes just past Sullivan. Cody there to turn it around. The forward motion stopped by Lander from Britton Bauer. Lander from the far side tosses into the 50, meeting up with Hansen. It's now Cody progressing forward to the 35, now in middle field. Goes marked by Amia Copeland. Sent back to the 50, where Allie Atnip rushes forward. Lander with control at the 35. Sullivan over to Getz. Getz gets it swiped away from her. Looks like she got caught up for a second. That swipe coming from the Phillies. Looks like that was Britton Bauer making the move. Now out past the near sideline on Lander's side of the field. It's going to be Knockhazel. Knockhazel motions Aliatnip forward. She tosses in, meets the head of Bauer. Aliatnip gets double teamed. Cody takes over. Forward motion by Hansen, swipes it mid-pass. She'll take it to the 30 with Emma Getz. Forward, now at the 20 with Sullivan. Looking to make a move. Sullivan takes a shot on goal forward. And about a foot over the net. Up and over, no good for LVHS. 9 minutes, 56 seconds to go. Substitution in for the Phillies. To the field. It looks like we have Kennedy Neiman returning. Another substitution for the Phillies will bring Emma Nieters back. Goal kick is out from the Phillies, brings it to the 45, meets up with Knockhazel. They'll opt to make some ground via the air. Cody now getting past the 50, meets up with Stauffenberg, sending it back to the 35 with Knockhazel. Another swipe. Some tricky movements this time coming from Jessa Lynn of the Cody Phillies. Now Lytle in the corner as Cody will kick it out of bounds. It'll be called Lander ball with a goal kick coming from Copeland. Abby Copeland this time on the far side. She'll step back, take the run forward, kicks it to the 35 on the far side of the field. There, Whitney Hansen is able to move forward along the far sideline. Getz will send that off of a Philly, making it a Lander ball from the touch line at the 40. The toss in goes to Getz on the far side. She'll kick it high up into the air. Coming forward is Sullivan. She jumps in, hooks it left, rolls into the possession of Radkovich. Radkovich takes it out just past the 50. Meets up with Mason Morton. She'll send it to the far side. A down and back, now to center circle with Knockhazel. She goes with heavy coverage. Opts to drop back, not enough power. Meets up with Mason Morton up against Jessa Lynn. Getz will send to the far side. Now rolls to the flank of Cody. Cody will kick that. It'll roll along the sideline and go out. It's still ones tied on the board with 7 minutes, 36 seconds to go. Lander from the far side. They'll toss in from the 26. Sullivan gets in a gridlock as one of the Cody Phillies will sit on the ball. The ref will move the Cody Phillies back. 3 will line up. Looks like the free kick will go to Mason Morton. That free kick being set up at about 16 yards out. Kick is up for Morton. Too much power, goes up and over the goal. 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go. 1-1, Cody versus Lander. It's a goal kick for the Lady Phillies. Broussard will take that out in place of the keeper. Sends it out. Bounces at the 35. That'll roll out past the near sideline, just in front of the Cody bench. Breeze is still blowing here at Cheyenne South Stadium. Knockhazel tosses in from the 45. And it bounces out past the sideline. I think she got a little excited. Looks like there was some confusion on where that ball was going to be taken in at. There was one person waiting with the ball in front of the Lander bench, and then someone waiting with a touch throw, or for a touchline throw near the Cody bench. That was kind of odd. Looks like Knockhazel and I were on the same page with that one. Cody Phillies moving forward at the Lander 30. A shot is on goal taken, and too far to the left for the Cody Phillies. Seneca Kale followed that out. Looks like the Lander Valley boys are kind of catty corner and below me here. They came to watch the girls compete in this state championship game. Goal kick out for Lander coming from Abby Copeland. Well, bounce to the 45. Drops back to Hansen. Now along the sideline. Goes to Getz. Getz goes uncovered. Sends forward to Sullivan. Gets away from her at the 20. Gets lobbed back by Cody to the 50. It's Mason Morton versus Jessa Lynn at the 50. Now Knockhazel on the near side. She'll take control, go through the legs of the Cody Philly player. Looks like the Cody bench looking for a penalty. Ref will call it clean. Emma Getz gets shoved down. That was normally I can't see them very clear, but that one was a clear hand in her back. Sent her to the turf. The ref will call that one, making it a free kick for the Lander Tigers via Mason Morton at the 45. She'll send it to the opposite side of the field at the 20. Gets booted away by Cody. Now to center circle. Mason Morton takes it forward. A chip by Cody from Jessa Lynn moves to the 20 of Lander. Phillies in the wing. It'll roll out past the end line. Looks like they'll call that on Lander, making it a corner kick, which means the stadiums are about to start shaking. Schutesman from the far corner. Kick is up. Comes in, palmed away by Seneca Kale. Rolls into the far wing. Kicked out by Abby Copeland. Shuts down the pressure. Looks like it didn't go all the way out, actually. It gets taken over by the Phillies. Moved back to the 35 on the opposite side of the field. Rolls past the 50. Phillies with the ball at the Lander 40. Now on the near side. They'll do a zigzag pass. Ooh, and a ball to the face will, looks like, take an effect on Growney. She'll jog it off. Now to the near side, just in front of the Cody bench, we have Knockhazel. It's actually 13s. It's a contest of the 13s. That looks like Kennedy Neiman giving Knockhazel a run for money. Now back along the side, chased out by Mia Copeland. 3 minutes, 2 seconds to go. Still 1-1 in this state championship contest. Toss in by Copeland. Meets the foot of Jesselyn. She'll send it about 20 feet into the air. Goes off the thigh of Mason Morton. Back to the Lander 25. Cody making use of their formation passes. Goes off the head of Mia Copeland. She's going to take a second and go to a knee. Now Copeland was one that sustained an injury during yesterday's game. Looks like she's all right. She gives the coach, she gives the ref a thumbs up. Right back at it. She takes a leg to the throw-in. Phillies now honing in on the 18-yard line. Mason Morton will send it forward now to the 50. Sullivan racing in. She'll try to sneak it past the sideline. It gets kept in and called out by the ref. I don't know if I saw that go all the way out, but it's a little bit different of an angle from here. Cody Phillies from the 50, still 1-1, a minute 50 to go. They'll toss in, goes off the chest of Knockhazel. You can see all teams not necessarily frantic, but oh, and a shove from the Phillies. That'll go uncalled, but maybe it was an equal opportunity for both players to get something in. A lot of energy coming from the stands. Emma Getz making a breakaway down the far sideline. She moves into the 30, now the 25. Coming in on the 20, sends left to Sullivan, gets bopped back, this time to the 25. The Phillies will return that. Mia Copa moving forward to the 50, taking control of the ball. She sends forward, looking to go to knock. Hazel gets turned around again. Now out. It's going to be... Whoa! Did it get called? It got called. It went out of bounds. It's going to be Phillies ball. Sorry for the reaction. They continued play for a second before the refs got on the same page. Nothing against the refs. It's a lot going on in a state championship game. 43 seconds to go. Now Emma gets at the 50. She'll give it ahead. Now at the 45. Gets chipped away by Whitney Hansen. Going about 20 yards, bouncing to the defensive third of the Cody Phillies. Sullivan on the far side. Going up against Bauer. Phillies come out on top. Sullivan stays on the turf. Goes off the body of Abby Copeland. Stauffenberg will lob it up and to the 35. He'll bounce back. Gets headed again and dropped by the Phillies. It's a lot of down and forth. We have 8 seconds left in this contest. Now at the Lander 20. Copeland forward. She'll meet the wall. It's Jessa Lynn. And horns will signify, oh my goodness, signify. Horns will make that the end of the 2 normal halves of play. That means this game is going to overtime, folks. There will be a short break. These teams are going to figure out who's going to go together. Let's see. They're going to probably chat for a minute, go to 2 overtime periods of 10 minutes each, and then into a shootout if there's still no score after that 20 minutes. All right, from here, folks, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to drink some water. We'll be back with this overtime bout for the state championship title for girls soccer here with the Wind River Radio Network in WYO Today.
Man, I'm hungry, but nothing sounds good, and I don't feel like cooking.
Let's go to Molino Italian Bistro. I've been dying to try their house-made pastas, spaghetti, linguine, fettuccine.
Okay, I'm in.
Ooh, and their chicken parmesan with zucchini noodles, seared beef tenderloin.
You had me at...
White truffle risotto, crab dip.
Sounds good, let's
truffle fries, calamari. Hey, where are you going?
To Molino. Are you coming or what? Molino Italian Bistro. Sophisticated yet relaxed. Handmade fresh daily. 129 Main Street, Lander. Get a free appetizer with a dinner order for 2 Tuesday through Thursdays now through April 8th.
The Maven B2, a unique optic for those who demand superior low-light performance. The B2 features an abaconic prism and an ocular-filled flattener specifically designed to handle dimly lit situations. Paired with extra low dispersion ED glass and fully multi-coated lenses, this premium optic produces clear, bright, and tack-sharp images. Experience the full-size B2 7x45, 9x45, and 11x45 binocular and discover what you've been missing.
Lander Labs is here to keep our Wyoming community strong. With the power of true science and innovative testing, Lander Labs can help you navigate COVID-19 in several ways. COVID tests are available to anyone. Travel tests are available and can give you the results same day or in up to 48 hours. If you can't afford a test, Lander Labs received a grant from the Lander Community Foundation offering free testing to those who qualify. After you get your COVID shot, antibody tests can be used to ensure your vaccine is protecting you the way it was intended.
Lander Labs, keeping Wyoming strong.
Attending college at Central Wyoming College's Alpine Science Institute is the perfect place to be during a pandemic. You can live in a cabin and be socially distanced in the beautiful foothills of the Wind River Mountains. The Alpine Science Institute is a multi-use educational and recreational center for degrees in outdoor education, outdoor recreation, environmental science, anthropology, and expedition science. Don't let a pandemic stop you from pursuing a degree that is full of adventure. Go to www.cwc.edu/alpinescience and make your way.
Central Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Lander Valley Soccer. With 3 branches in Fremont County, their mission is to help develop Wyoming communities with Wyoming values. From opening your first checking account to taking out a loan for a new business venture, Central Bank and Trust is your local bank and lender. Central Bank and Trust brings top-of-the-line technologies to their customers with chipped debit cards, mobile deposit, QuickBooks integration for businesses, online bill pay, and more. Central Bank and Trust. It's more than a bank, it's a community. Visit centralbankandtrust.com. Good luck and go Tigers.
When it comes to protecting your family, home, car, or business, you can count on Mountain West Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. You deserve a local agent who is dedicated to helping you with all of your insurance needs. And that's what you'll get with Jake Hunke, your local Farm Bureau agent. Jake Hunke offers the quality products and services you're looking for. Visit his new location at 450 Main Street in Lander or call 307-332-3295 and discover the advantages of working with a local agent. Trust experience. Trust Farm Bureau.
Okay, I have to say this before we start this next part of the broadcast. I have to post this at some point. I now have video of the Lander Valley High School boys team and coaches dancing to Stayin' Alive. Just like choreographed. They were getting it. All right, we're going to reset our scoreboard here with Wind River Radio Network and Wyo Today. Hey, I'm Rusty Wirtz, by the way. If this is your first time listening, welcome. We normally have a video broadcast. Unfortunately, due to an exclusive contract via WHSAA alongside NFHS Network, who's owned by a company in Georgia called Play on Sports, unfortunately, there's no way we can broadcast video during this tournament, which is a bummer because this is a fantastic game. The focus of these gals, I was just chatting with the Worland play-by-play guy in that last break, and the focus of these ladies to make it to this point of the contest, and it is actually technically period 3. For some reason, our period is not working, so we're just going to take it out. It is, whoop, not that. Just kidding. Oh, gosh. Take it back. All right. Period will start. It's a 10-minute bout. Lander getting the first lead, now to the 35. We'll make it to the 20. Sullivan moving forward. Now inside the 10, gets swiped away by Cody. Moves to the 15. Atnip drops back to the 30 with Knockhazel. She'll send a lob forward, caught by the keeper for Cody. I keep messing up our scoreboard. There's that. There we go. We'll just take it away. All right. It is technically the first overtime period. There'll be 2 of these worth 10 minutes. And then if still no score, we go to a shootout. They're on Lander's side of the field. From the far side, we'll have a throw-in by Copeland. That from me at Copeland. Emma Getz will come back to the 35, trying to field the ball. Forward movement by Schutzman. She'll get some help. Meets up with Mason Morton at the 25. She'll take it forward. That goes out past the 50 on the near side. Cody ball. Boyson will meet up with Getz at the 50. They'll get booted away by Cody to the opposite side of the field. Not gaining much yardage either direction. Lynn gets a touch, sends it to the far side. Keeping most of their play in the air. Now meeting up with Lytle, she'll give it a head at the 5, moves forward to Hansen. Hansen takes it to the 50. Looking to meet up with Sullivan. It's taken away by the Phillies at the 40. Boyson to the 25. Oh, and a bump from Knockhazel. I don't think it was intentional, but it was a rough bump. That gives a free kick to Schutzman at the Lander 20. There'll be 3 lining up to block. We have Getz, Atnip, and Knockhazel. Schutzman backs up, ready to take the kick. She runs forward, meets the 20, takes a chip up, too far to the left, no good, goes followed out by the keeper for Lander, Seneca Kale. 7 minutes, 34 seconds to go. First period of overtime in this state championship bout. Copeland will take it out from the goal. Abby Copeland forward. Takes it to the 40. Goes off of Lynn. Getting caught up is Getz and Boyson. Another team taking control right away. Boyson will play keep away, sends to the far side. Cody forward to Schutzman. They're going to call a penalty on Abby Copeland. It looks like she went for the ball, but got underneath Schutzman as she came down. She goes to the turf. That'll be the Phillies. From the 14-yard... Nope, it's about the 17-yard line. My apologies. Boyson gearing up to take the kick. Seneca Kale looks ready. That lob goes up and over the goalpost. No good for the Cody Phillies. Still 1-1, 6:25 to go. You can feel the energy change. It's a very weird thing to say, but the crowd is more focused. The teams are more focused coming out of that intermission between the regular play and the overtime period. Phillies are going to drop back to the 45, give it a lob about 20 yards forward. Now through center circle. Gets chipped forward by Megan Boyson. I'll use first names. We have Allison Boyson and Megan Boyson both on the field. It'll be Phillies ball from the far side. Tosses into the 25. That'll hit Mia Copeland, go back out. Phillies inching their way down the far side. Now Boyson near the wing. Faces some hardships when it came to pairing up against Demi Stauffenberg. He goes out past the end line. They'll call that on Lander. Corner kick for the Phillies in by Schutzman. Takes it in. Just in front of the goal. They'll go out past the end line. Corner kick again. Tori Schutzman on the far side with a corner kick. Puts her hand up, takes the lob, bounces off of the head of one of the Phillies, up and over the goalpost. Shuts down the forward momentum for the Lady Phillies. It has yet to be seen of whether or not I'm going to lose my voice today yet or not. If this ends in a giant celebration, I just might. It'll be Copeland with the goal kick coming out from the box. She'll take it from the 6. Makes it to the 45. Sullivan. They're going to call another penalty on Knockhazel that time. They're going to say she had an infraction up against the Phillies with Kalkowski. Boyson from the Lander 40. She's a very athletic player coming from Cody. A good move by Getz. Getz will get tripped up, and the ref will call it even play. Looks like Getz getting sent to the ground along with Wilson. Looks like they maybe just got tripped up. And a shove coming from Boyson. There's a lot of small movements coming from both teams. It is a very intense part of play. Sullivan now at the 15 gets chipped away by the Lady Phillies. Taken to the side. Now Boyson. Knockhazel moves forward. They're going to call a penalty on Jessa Lynn. We'll say that she had a little too much contact up against Mason Morton. That takes Lander to the Cody 34-yard line. All the Phillies drop back, hanging around the 10 and 5. A perfectly placed free kick by Mason Morton, caught by the keeper for Cody. Mason Morton now from center circle takes it to Getz. Getz will drop back. Almost gets swiped away by Schutzman. Morton sends that forward, looking to meet up with Hansen on the far side. Cody ball as it rolls out. Substitution in for the Lady Phillies. To the field we see Emma Nieders. Play on the far side. Phillies ball will chip it across the 50. Meets up at the head of Mia Copeland, sending it back to the 35 of the opposite side. A swing and a miss taken by Cody. Take 2 will send it to center circle. From the 45 across the 50, Cody progressing. Boyson will take the zigzag pass to the air. Now to the 20 of Lander. Stauffenberg will return the favor. Back to the 50. Being chased down by Allie Atnip on the near side. And a nice stop and forward movement by Atnip. Takes it past the flank. Goes to move forward and goes out of bounds. Phillies ball. Oh, it's Lander ball. They called it for Lander. Knockhazel from the touchline tosses in. The rest of the Phillies looking to meet up with it. Sullivan inside! She'll take the shot on goal, and it's good! Takes it a 2-1 ball game in overtime with 1:27 left to go in this first period. Oh my goodness. That was a fantastic move by Sullivan. She was able to get, oh man, she was behind the 6. She was, if not on the 6. Great movement by Sullivan. 2-1 in favor of Lander. 1:24 to go. Cody looking to even up the scoreboard. A lob forward from the 25 from Abby Copeland will go out past the sideline. It's their time to burn some clock. Phillies from the far side. And a toss into Neaters. She'll move past the 30. Sends across the 25. Picked off mid-pass by Knockhazel. Phillies will send it into the air on the far side. It goes to the sideline. Kicked back into play. Now Lander ball. Meeting up to 35, trying to keep control. That'll bounce to Boyson. Boyson takes it forward to the near side. Meets up with Wilson. Wilson going covered by Abby Copeland. She hurries and tosses back into the 40 with Allie Adnip. Adnip sends to center circle. No Tigers over there. Meets up instead with the Lady Phillies who move forward. Bounced away by Lytle. Back to the 45, across the 50. That'll get kicked out of center circle. It went off the foot of Megan Boyson. Now Lander ball on the side. 5 seconds to go in this period. Ball's going to drop back to Knockhazel. She'll kick it out of the side. Amazing work by these Lander Valley Tigers. Celebratory slaps. So this is actually going to take them to the second period of overtime. I was double checking. Looks like the refs are trying to clear it up as well. Super huge thanks to Chance, the play-by-play guy from Moreland. He's fantastic. It's always great. You know, what I like about sports broadcasting is it doesn't matter if you're opposite teams or what, but it's a pretty cool group to be a part of. So super huge thanks for that. Say what? Just with Lander people. Oh, well, there we go. He's great. So there's a 2-minute intermission going on right now. You know what? We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to drink some more water because we have some more to go, folks. We've got some more to go. 1:40, and we'll be back with another 10-minute bout. We'll see if the Lander Valley Tigers can keep the lead and take home this state championship title. That here with the Wind River Radio Network and WYO Today.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
We're back at Cheyenne South High School here in beautiful Cheyenne, Wyoming. It's a murky day today, but I imagine it's not affecting the girls too much as they are now in the second period of overtime. This will be another 10-minute period moving forward. We'll reset our clock here as well. Lander up by 1. If they can hold, that'll end this state championship match. We went into this knowing it would be a close game, and folks, they proved us right. Time will start. Lander dropping back first. Morton now to center circle with Sullivan. Now the far side. Rolls out past the sideline. Phillies ball. Jesselyn bringing it back in. She tosses in. Tries to meet an expecting Philly. Lander able to kick it back to the Lander 40, or excuse me, the Phillies 40. Movement past the 50 by the Cody Phillies. Swiped mid-pass by Morton. Great movement. Now at the 40. Sends forward to Adnip. She'll drop back to Morton at circle. Now at the 20 with Sullivan. Forward movement taken away by a chip, sending it about 20 yards back. Given that ahead was Kennedy Neiman. Now bouncing to the 25. Down the near sideline. Meets up with the head of Stauffenberg. She'll change direction. Back to the Phillies. Moved around by Mia Copeland. That'll go to the near side with Knockhazel. She goes covered by Boyson. She drops back closer to the sideline. Runs it out at the 50. Boyson from the touchline. Goes into Jesselyn. Boyson gives it a boot forward. That's Allison Boyson. A very athletic player. Now on the far side with the Phillies. Sends to center field. Lane gives it ahead. Goes inside the 10. Schutesman trying to get a hand on it. Gets sent up into the air by the Tigers. Back to the 25. Now on the near side. Ball's going to roll into Seneca Kale. As an attempt on goal was made. She catches that. Walks it to the edge of the box. 8 minutes, 6 seconds to go. Kale will send it back to center circle. Sullivan boxes out the Phillies. She'll lose it mid-dribble. Goes to the 40. Now the 50. Forward motion by the Phillies. Trying to get past Morton in center circle. Coming forward is Whitney Hansen. She'll take it to the far side. Allie Atnip. Now at the 30 with Sullivan. Moving forward. Getting inside the box. And it'll get stopped by the keeper for Cody. Taken out by Radkovich. Mia Copeland moves forward to the 45. Gives it a headbutt. Now the near sideline. Copeland. There'll be a collision there. The Philly going down. No calls. Looks good from here. Now Lander from the side. Mia Copeland gives that up. A call will be administered. And it sends Cody to the sideline. Allison Boyson tosses in. She goes near the flank. Now at the 20, Jesselyn sends forward. And a boot by Abby Copeland goes high up into the air. Drops just before the 35. Adnip going to the far side. Trying to take away the momentum for Cody. Gets chipped away by Mason Morton to the opposing 40-yard line. A big tumble taken as Sullivan collides. She went down alongside, I want to say that was Britton Bauer. Now Allison Boyson up against Mason Morton. Morton originally getting it away from her. Boyson taking it back. Sends forward to the Lander 25. Copeland goes for a swipe. It'll be Lander ball from the touchline at the 30-yard line. Tosses in, looks to meet up with Atnip. Phillies take it back. A foul will be called on Atnip as she collides. Sent Bauer down to the turf. That'll be a free kick for Allison Boyson. About 42 yards out. It's a little longer. We're talking football 42. Ball will go to the near wing of the Lander Tigers and out past the sideline. Phillies looking to bring the ball back into play. It's going to come from Gillian Growney. Toss in, goes inside the box. The lob forward. Rolls out past the end line. Goal kick for the Lander Valley Tigers. 5 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Goal kick comes out. Abby Copeland takes that forward to about 30 yards. Out on the Tigers. Phillies take it back into the 20. They move forward, trying to get around Copeland. She doesn't let him. Takes it back, sends it past the 50 the opposite direction. Now Sullivan at the 50. An attempted swipe by the Phillies, unsuccessful, now on the near side. A big boot by Emma Getz sends the ball forward, bounces inside the box, gets caught by Radkovich. 4 minutes, 24 seconds to go. Ball goes out to the 45 after a drop kick by Radkovich. Phillies looking to even up the score in this overtime period. 4 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Out of the sideline. Lander ball. It'll be coming in from Abby Copeland. Copeland with the toss. Goes through the legs of Hansen. Allison Boyson there for the coverage. Drops back. Gets a swipe from Atnip. Sends forward along the side. Now Sullivan at the 45, 50. The opposing 45 trying to play keep away. Gets swiped away by the Phillies. Lobbed forward by the defense. Dropping at the 35 and moving forward. Lytle there to meet it. Back to the 45. Hansen sending it past the 50. Now on Cody's side of the field. Remember, Lander is moving from right to left. Good body block by Atnip. She'll go for a tackle. Both go down. Will be no call on that. Looked pretty even. Toss in by Cody at the 30 of Lander's side of the field. Gets booted away by Copeland. About 20 yards, it'll bounce. Now to the sideline on the far side. It's Getz versus Allison Boyson. They'll both go down. Looks like Getz was trying to explain to the coach with erratic hand movement. To me, it looks pretty even Stevens, but again, I'm not that close. Now Cody honing in the danger zone of the Tigers. It'll bounce inside the box. Goes unattended. Now Cody trying to keep it in. It'll go out. It's now going to be Lander ball from the side. The toss at about the 15. Goes into Atnip. Gets booted forward by Mason Morton. Cody taking over at the 30. 2 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Forward motion by Cody. Getting a touch on it is Morton, sending it into the wing of the Tigers. Gets booted out by Hansen. Schuttzman sends it back in. A quick steal from Abby Copeland sends that back out past the sideline. Trying to burn some clock with 1:42 to go. Lander moving down the sideline. They'll send it to the 50. No one there to meet it. Cody will try to take it back to the 35. Stealing it mid-pass was Knockhazel. Now to the 40. Sullivan there. Forward motion. Now past the 30. She gets tripped up, and it'll be called for the Tigers. Free kick for the Lander Valley Tigers. 1:13 to go. Our clock is a few minutes ahead of time here on the... We're about 5 seconds ahead. Free kick from Enna Getz coming forward. She'll take her time. She's at the 26. Kicks forward. Goes a little too far to the left. Girls looking for a ball. The Phillies looking to take it out from the goal. 45 seconds to go. The kick forward. Goes to the 30. Now past the 50 and out. 30 seconds. It's going to be Knockhazel from the touchline. Goes in. She'll send it along the sideline. Phillies trying to move forward. 20 seconds. Gets turned around by Mason Morton, now at the 40 with Emma Getz. Cody having a hard time getting past the 50-yard line. Lander trying to keep him out. That'll bounce. Go past the side. 7 seconds left to go. And now Lander storms the field. This is a state championship win for the Lander Valley Tigers. You can see the Lander boys team rushing to the field as well. Hugs all around and a celebration for the team. What a fantastic win for the Lander Lady Tigers, taking it down after this overtime win. Did not go to a shootout today, but what a fantastic performance by the Lander Lady Tigers. I'm going to run down there and see if I can catch Coach Montero. We'll be back here in a second with the Wind River Radio Network and WYO Today. We'll celebrate this win alongside the Lander Lady Tigers.
When you're looking for a great deal on a new or used car or truck, think Fremont Toyota. Shop over 1,000 vehicles from 12 manufacturers you know and love. Plus, they give you their best price up front, so you can be sure you're getting the best deal possible. And their state-of-the-art service facilities and expert technicians come with their 1-year hassle-free maintenance plan with all new vehicles. Fremont Toyota, they're your friends and neighbors and proud to sponsor Lander Valley High School soccer. 103 Fremont Way in Lander. Visit FremontToyotaLander.com. Go Tigers!
Looking to get back in the game this year? Avoid the rush by scheduling sports physicals now with Lander Medical Clinic. Sports physicals start after May 1st and are an important part of youth wellness exams. Preventative health took a backseat to COVID this past year, and Lander Medical Clinic wants to get teens back in the door for their wellness and sports physicals. Schedule your child's wellness and sports physical exam in May, June, or July by calling 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic.
I'm Sarah Penn. Go Tigers!
I'm Dr. Forbes. Go Tigers!
I'm Nate.
And I'm Billy.
Go Tigers!
Central Wyoming College has the perfect degree to help you learn, grow, advance, and lead. The new Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Organizational Management and Leadership is the perfect degree to earn during a pandemic. There's 3 ways to learn: online learning, virtual learning, and in-person learning. Whether you have some credits or no credits, you can earn a bachelor's degree at CWC and have the competitive edge for employment. Go to www.cwc.edu/leadtheway.
Does your car seem like it's feeling a little under the weather? Doesn't have that same get up and go or struggles to start in the mornings? Visit Lander Napa at 391 Main Street. Rick and the crew will help you get that car feeling brand new. They know the right parts and have the experience and Napa know-how to set you up for success on your repair job. So come see Rick and the team at 391 Main Street in Lander. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 8 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 3. Lander Napa. Man, I'm hungry, but nothing sounds good, and I don't feel like cooking.
Let's go to Molino Italian Bistro. I've been dying to try their house-made pastas, spaghetti, linguine, fettuccine.
Okay, I'm in.
Ooh, and their chicken parmesan with zucchini noodles, seared beef tenderloin.
You had me at...
White truffle risotto, crab dip.
Sounds good, let's
truffle fries, calamari. Hey, where are you going?
To Molino. Are you coming or what? Molino Italian Bistro. Sophisticated yet relaxed. Handmade fresh daily. 129 Main Street, Lander. Get a free appetizer with a dinner order for 2 Tuesday through Thursdays now through April 8th.
The Maven B2, a unique optic for those who demand superior low-light performance. The B2 features an abaconic prism and an ocular-filled flattener specifically designed to handle dimly lit situations. Paired with extra low dispersion ED glass and fully multi-coated lenses, this premium optic produces clear, bright, and tack-sharp images. Experience the full-size B2 7x45, 9x45, and 11x45 binocular and discover what you've been missing.
Lander Labs is here to keep our Wyoming community strong. With the power of true science and innovative testing, Lander Labs can help you navigate COVID-19 in several ways. COVID tests are available to anyone. Travel tests are available and can give you the results same day or in up to 48 hours. If you can't afford a test, Lander Labs received a grant from the Lander Community Foundation offering free testing to those who qualify. After you get your COVID shot, antibody tests can be used to ensure your vaccine is protecting you the way it was intended.
Lander Labs, keeping Wyoming strong.
Attending college at Central Wyoming College's Alpine Science Institute is the perfect place to be during a pandemic. You can live in a cabin and be socially distanced in the beautiful foothills of the Wind River Mountains. The Alpine Science Institute is a multi-use educational and recreational center for degrees in outdoor education, outdoor recreation, environmental science, anthropology, and expedition science. Don't let a pandemic stop you from pursuing a degree that is full of adventure. Go to www.cwc.edu/alpinescience and make your way.
Central Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Lander Valley Soccer. With 3 branches in Fremont County, their mission is to help develop Wyoming communities with Wyoming values. From opening your first checking account to taking out a loan for a new business venture, Central Bank and Trust is your local bank and lender. Central Bank and Trust brings top-of-the-line technologies to their customers with chipped debit cards, mobile deposit, QuickBooks integration for businesses, online bill pay, and more. Central Bank and Trust. It's more than a bank, it's a community. Visit centralbankandtrust.com. Good luck and go Tigers.
When it comes to protecting your family, home, car, or business, you can count on Mountain West Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. You deserve a local agent who is dedicated to helping you with all of your insurance needs. And that's what you'll get with Jake Hunke, your local Farm Bureau agent. Jake Hunke offers the quality products and services you're looking for. Visit his new location at 450 Main Street in Lander or call 307-332-3295 and discover the advantages of working with a local agent. Trust experience. Trust Farm Bureau.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
When you're looking for a great deal on a new or used car or truck, think Fremont Toyota. Shop over 1,000 vehicles from 12 manufacturers you know and love. Plus, they give you their best price up front, so you can be sure you're getting the best deal possible. And their state-of-the-art service facilities and expert technicians come with their 1-year hassle-free maintenance plan with all new vehicles. Fremont Toyota. They're your friends and neighbors and proud to sponsor Lander Valley High School Soccer. 103 Fremont Way in Lander. Visit FremontToyotaLander.com. Go Tigers!
Looking to get back in the game this year? Avoid the rush by scheduling sports physicals now with Lander Medical Clinic. Sports physicals start after May 1st and are an important part of youth wellness exams. Preventative health took a backseat to COVID this past year, and Lander Medical Clinic wants to get teens back in the door for their wellness and sports physicals. Schedule your child's wellness and sports physical exam in May, June, or July by calling 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic.
I'm Sarah Penn. Go Tigers!
I'm Dr. Forbes. Go Tigers!
I'm Nate.
And I'm Billy.
Go Tigers!
Central Wyoming College has the perfect degree to help you learn, grow, advance, and lead. The new Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Organizational Management and Leadership is the perfect degree to earn during a pandemic. There's 3 ways to learn: online learning, virtual learning, and in-person learning. Whether you have some credits or no credits, you can earn a bachelor's degree at CWC and have the competitive edge for employment. Go to www.cwc.edu/leadtheway.
Does your car seem like it's feeling a little under the weather? Doesn't have that same get up and go or struggles to start in the mornings? Visit Lander Napa at 391 Main Street. Rick and the crew will help you get that car feeling brand new. They know the right parts and have the experience and Napa know-how to set you up for success on your repair job. So come see Rick and the team at 391 Main Street in Lander. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 8 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 3. Lander Napa. Man, I'm hungry, but nothing sounds good, and I don't feel like cooking.
Let's go to Molino Italian Bistro. I've been dying to try their house-made pastas, spaghetti, linguine, fettuccine.
Okay, I'm in.
Ooh, and their chicken parmesan with zucchini noodles, seared beef tenderloin.
You had me at...
White truffle risotto, crab dip.
Sounds good, let's
truffle fries, calamari. Hey, where are you going?
To Molino. Are you coming or what? Molino Italian Bistro. Sophisticated yet relaxed. Handmade fresh daily. 129 Main Street, Lander. Get a free appetizer with a dinner order for two, Tuesday through Thursdays, now through April 8th.
The Maven B2, a unique optic for those who demand superior low-light performance. The B2 features an abaconic prism and an ocular-filled flattener specifically designed to handle dimly lit situations. Paired with extra low dispersion ED glass and fully multi-coated lenses, this premium optic produces clear, bright, and tack-sharp images. Experience the full-size B2 7x45, 9x45, and 11x45 binocular and discover what you've been missing.
Lander Labs is here to keep our Wyoming community strong. With the power of true science and innovative testing, Lander Labs can help you navigate COVID-19 in several ways. COVID tests are available to anyone. Travel tests are available and can give you the results same day or in up to 48 hours. If you can't afford a test, Lander Labs received a grant from the Lander Community Foundation offering free testing to those who qualify. After you get your COVID shot, antibody tests can be used to ensure your vaccine is protecting you the way it was intended.
Lander Labs, keeping Wyoming strong.
Attending college at Central Wyoming College's Alpine Science Institute is the perfect place to be during a pandemic. You can live in a cabin and be socially distanced in the beautiful foothills of the Wind River Mountains. The Alpine Science Institute is a multi-use educational and recreational center for degrees in outdoor education, outdoor recreation, environmental science, anthropology, and expedition science. Don't let a pandemic stop you from pursuing a degree that is full of adventure. Go to www.cwc.edu/alpinescience and make your way.
Central Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Lander Valley Soccer. With 3 branches in Fremont County, their mission is to help develop Wyoming communities with Wyoming values. From opening your first checking account to taking out a loan for a new business venture, Central Bank and Trust is your local bank and lender. Central Bank and Trust brings top-of-the-line technologies to their customers with chipped debit cards, mobile deposit, QuickBooks integration for businesses, online bill pay, and more. Central Bank and Trust. It's more than a bank, it's a community. Visit centralbankandtrust.com. Good luck and go Tigers.
When it comes to protecting your family, home, car, or business, you can count on Mountain West Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. You deserve a local agent who is dedicated to helping you with all of your insurance needs. And that's what you'll get with Jake Hunke, your local Farm Bureau agent. Jake Hunke offers the quality products and services you're looking for. Visit his new location at 450 Main Street in Lander or call 307-332-3295 and discover the advantages of working with a local agent. Trust, experience.
Okay, folks, I'm going to cut that one off. I just jogged up and down the bleachers, cleared the field. I was able to catch Coach Montero. I'm actually going to post that interview on Wyo Today's Facebook page in about 5 minutes, okay? So with this, got to catch my breath. They actually got removed from the field by officials for celebrating a little too much. So that's off to the side now. Great game for these girls. We're going to have that post-game interview with Coach Montero posted in about 5 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Whew. Oh, man, what a celebrating day. We're going to let the next broadcasters get in here. We'll post some updates after the game. Congratulations to the Lander Lady Tigers taking a win in overtime against the Cody Lady Phillies. I'm Rusty Wirtz. Man, this was a pleasure today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be live next season as well with your Lander Tigers soccer. That's all, folks.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
When you're looking for a great deal on a new or used car or truck, think Fremont Toyota. Shop over 1,000 vehicles from 12 manufacturers you know and love. Plus, they give you their best price up front, so you can be sure you're getting the best deal possible. And their state-of-the-art service facilities and expert technicians come with their 1-year hassle-free maintenance plan with all new vehicles. Fremont Toyota.